people, stay dandy, baby. Jujutsu Kaisen continues to kick all sorts of ass in the latest episodes of the series. I'm going to be talking about 2 episodes today. Didn't have an opportunity to watch the last one, but I'm also really hyped to talk about the latest episode of the series, as the entire big tournament between Tokyo and Kyoto has, of course, been interrupted by the villains. That's right, Mahito has brought along his cursed spirit friends to shake things up, and basically it all results in this really epic fight of both Yuji and Todo fighting against frickin' Hanami, who is essentially frickin' Captain Planet on meth. This guy's awesome. He's literally Captain Planet if Captain Planet were some sort of demon from Doom Eternal. It kicks all sort of ass. There's just so much amazingly cool imagery in both of these episodes, which again, just like the rest of this arc, continue to just pour on the frickin' action like syrup on pancakes. It's fucking awesome. The first episode mostly focuses on a battle between Megumi and Kamo. Now, Kamo is a brand new character for the series. He's one of these students from the Kyoto school, and they dive into his backstory just a little bit in this episode, showing that essentially he was a part of this renowned clan of people. He's one of like the 3 like head households that are like renowned amongst the Jujutsu sorcerers. However, his mother apparently is not a part of this group, and he loves her very much, but in order to protect her, he has to completely devote himself to their rules, which basically transforms him into something of an epic douchebag, but he still has a pretty awesome fighting style, being able to utilize a freaking bow and arrow, which kind of makes him like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, except way less of an actual personality. There's not much to his character, or at least there isn't a lot of time in this episode to really dive into it all that much, but essentially he does everything in his power to use his power of appeal to actually like talk to Megumi when he's actually battling him, but Megumi isn't going to hear any of this stuff. He's simply just a man on a mission. To him, lineage, family, none of that stuff really matters. He's using his skills to better mankind. It really shows the stark difference, the yin and yang between both of these characters, and essentially getting to see them fight is really awesome, because at first it seems like Kamo does seem to have a big advantage, being able to use his bow and arrows with arrows, which he can sort of control with the power of blood manipulation. Yes, he's a bloodbender. That's basically what his entire abilities boil down to, and he has another secret technique which involves him opening his eye, because most of the time he's got like the whole Brock eyes thing from Pokemon going on, where he never opens them up, but when he does, man, he just fucking goes Super Saiyan and Supersonics all over the place, just beating the hell out of Megumi. That is until Megumi decides to start bringing out all of his tricks and trades, his new Ace summons, of which we've seen a number of them, but we definitely get to see them used to their fullest in this episode right here, involving one great sequence where he ends up sending this dude flying out a freaking window, only to send his like flying one right after him. It's really awesome, and just as the battle is getting really good, that's when the villains decide to interrupt everything. Mahito arrives with Hanami and some other brand new character that we've never seen before, some weird creepy dude with a black apron who desperately wants to make a coat rack. I'm assuming out of human body parts. It's really freaking creepy. I don't know who this guy is, but whatever. The point is they end up putting up this massive barrier around the forest, and basically it's an anti-Satoru Gojo freaking barrier. Basically, he cannot go in. They're trying to keep him away from all the things that are going on here, and it's very smart for what I think they actually are eventually going to have planned for him, but basically they want to trap all of these other people within this barrier, but it's not really going to work. It's more just to keep that guy away. Everybody else can sort of walk in and out when they want, but nope, Gojo is not going to be coming in at all. So, this basically leads to the reveal that Hanami is here, and this is one creepy looking individual. One, I love its design. It's really creepy and disturbing looking in a very monstrous sense, but Hanami's voice is complete opposite of what actual his appearance is, which is this demonic sort of like tree-like creature, but he has the voice of a girl, of a woman, and it completely contrasts with him, especially with the fact that when compared to a lot of the other cursed spirits that we've seen that are very loud and brash and monstrous and nasty, Hanami comes across as a little more calm and collected. Again, this is all just, I think kind of a trick, as in the next episode is when the real actual battle begins, and they waste no time in getting to any of it. I mean, we immediately get to see that Megumi and Kamo and even Inumaki are actually involved in this battle where they're running away from him, with Hanami using his distinctive ability to control wood and all this stuff, just all these, like, giant, essentially wood tentacles just exploding through the school, ripping through the walls and in the ground. Inumaki desperately uses his cursed ability to try and stop everything simply by just yelling stop, but eventually this is just going to catch up with him. Hanami's going to realize what they're doing, and they can't use this strategy forever of just stopping, attacking, doing a little bit of damage, and then running away again. This ain't no Dark Souls tactics. They're going to have to try something else. They end up on the rooftop where Inumaki ends up trying to send Hanami blasting forward. That doesn't really end up working all too well for him. Freaking everybody just gets demolished in this battle, especially when Hanami just decides to go insane, sending Megumi and freaking Kamo and them just flying back into the forest, where things are not taking a great toll for them. Even Maki decides to come in, and Maki is like best girl at this point. She kicks all sorts of ass, just bringing it up to 11, and while she is incredibly fast and proficient with her cursed weapons, she can't really do much against this guy either. And to make matters worse, Megumi has this like weird sort of like root that's been embedded into his stomach, where every single time he uses like a cursed ability, it's going to slowly start to grow inside of his body, and it's eventually going to kill him, which sucks, because I wanted to see more of his summons, especially when they bring up the fact that even though when his summons are killed, their power is eventually pulled into another, and we even get to see he utilizes like a werewolf type creature against Hanami, which is so freaking awesome. But then luckily, Yuji and Todo show up, and this is where the episode really just kicks into high gear. This is where the production value goes freaking nuts, and we finally get to see Yuji utilizing some brand new techniques that he's been training with and the things that Todo has actually been teaching them during their fight, which again, I think is really funny. Also, it's funny the fact that Todo at first doesn't seem to want to help him until Yuji can actually prove himself in utilizing his abilities, in particular the Black Flash ability. I can't explain what this does. All I know is it's just a really gnarly ass looking punch, which allows him to just completely destroy and shave away the cursed energy that Hanami is using. Physically speaking, it might not be damaging him all that much because he can simply just heal his body back, but it is stealing that energy from him, which is going to make him inherently a little weaker. And it's at this moment that the two best bros come together, and it's a romance at this point. A bromance, if you will, as they come together and they battle against Hanami in what is just an absolute spectacle of amazing animation and creativity. Because Hanami decides that he's going to go all out too. Like, the cool thing about his character is that he's always had this like weird bandage wrapping up his other arm, and I always figured that it was probably going to be hiding something a little grotesque and maybe scary, and it's not all that crazy. It's essentially just a black arm with a giant rose on top of the shoulder, but apparently it allows him to go all out and utilize his most powerful abilities, which again, mostly result in just summoning all these roots and trees from the ground, which just explode and move all around, almost like giant snakes, as both Yuji and Todo dodge all of these attacks with extreme precision and some amazing animation as they get closer and closer to Hanami to try and damage him. And what I think is really cool is that Hanami actually ends up tricking them when they're like fighting around and like mid-air, jumping around on all of the roots that he's created. He suddenly just makes them disappear, causing them to fall down, which I think is genius. You know, it shows that not only can he, you know, just summon these things, but he can sort of dematerialize them as well. And what is another great scene that, again, you simply just have to see to believe when they're actually falling. It looks like Hanami's about to like skewer them with two more of these distinctive abilities, and both Yuji and Todo work together, pushing each other off of each other's feet to you know, dodge this attack. As they land back on Earth, Hanami drops, and then Todo's like, hey, I'm about to bring out my secret ability. Episode ends. Holy shit, there's a lot to take in these episodes, so let's talk about it a little bit more in the rundown of both of these episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. Again, this series has some of the absolute best action that I've seen from any shonen anime, and it's consistent, it's well animated, it's unique. That's the best thing about it. Like, I mean, it never fails to deliver on that front. And again, all the characters managed to be pretty freaking awesome. I mean, I didn't even mention the fact that, like, the principal of the Kyoto school has revealed what his abilities are. He summons a fucking guitar and starts to attack. Did anyone see that coming? That's creative as all hell, and I really want to see more of what he can actually do, because I just didn't imagine that this old dude was going to be like a fucking rock star. I think that's awesome. I want to see all of the other abilities of all the characters. I want to know why Gojo is not allowed to actually go in here. And the main reason probably is because if he went in there, he would just destroy everything. I mean, he would burn freaking Hanami to a damn crisp with his abilities. It's very clear that they want you to realize that this guy is like the end-all, be-all, greatest warrior sorcerer. And again, they have to come up with these like ways to keep him out of these major battles. Either he has to be somewhere far away, or we have to come up with some weird-ass barrier to keep him out of this stuff. But really, this episode right here, again, is just about this entire tournament getting interrupted with all these villains. It is kind of similar to some other things that I've seen before in terms of other tournaments where at like the height of the tournament something else happens that sort of like shakes everything up. But the way that it's done in this series, again, is done with its amazing twists, its turns, and of course just that stylistic action. I mean, really that's what these 2 episodes are all about. There's not much deep material here in terms of the characterization, unless you look at the stuff that they do with Kamo in his battle with Megumi, or even just Hanami himself, who initially just comes across as sort of like a calm, cool, collected monster which must destroy all mankind. There's this small scene between him and Mahito where he essentially says that he has to find some thrills in life, things to enjoy. It will bring out his innate, superpowered abilities. In some ways, he has to become more human to become stronger, and that's when Hanami actually realizes that as the actual battle is going on, he's actually getting a thrill from this, and this is essentially what's going to make him even more superpowered. Basically, things are about to get even more intense, and everything that's been going on in this current episode with them battling against him is simply just the appetizer before we get to the main course of what's going to be happening next. Now, as for what's going to happen, I have a feeling that Yuji is probably going to be the big hero of this arc, being able to finally finish off a villain. I think that would be really awesome if he could take down Hanami, as he's just such an intimidating and scary type of villain. As for Todo, I can't wait to see what his unique abilities are, because even in this episode, Hanami realizes how strong he is, but not as strong as he is in terms of use of cursed energy. But clearly Todo is hiding something. I mean, there's a reason why he's considered such a monstrous type of character. They're really like saving up for what he's going to do. And him and Yuji working together I think is going to be great. I can't wait to see more of this black flash ability, which again, if someone could explain it to me a little bit better in the comment section about what's really going on when he utilizes that technique. To me, it just looks like a lot of black lightning when he punches someone, and it looks fucking awesome when it's happening. Really, like I said though, these episodes are just spectacles of pure, awesome, well-animated action with a lot of great tension and some amazing art and animation direction. That's really all I have to say. I loved the cool fight, 5 out of 5. That's really my thought about both of these episodes, but I'm very anxious to see how this battle and this arc is going to wrap up before we move to the end of the season. There's so much promise for Jujutsu Kaisen. I really think that this series has been a diamond in the rough for its entire duration. I really hope that it's going to go on to have a bright future, because I'm loving everything I'm seeing, and it manages to be entertaining with every single episode. I didn't expect there to be another like big, strong shonen battle anime that would come along that would rival some of the greats, but this one's already doing such a great job, and in just the first couple of arcs. I would like more time with these characters to get to know them a little bit more. The pacing is very fast. It's usually just action, action, action. But on that front, it's so damned entertaining that it doesn't really take away from anything else, and it's done so competently and so uniquely that it has to be seen. If you're into really good animation or really good action in animation, check this shit out. It's awesome. So, you know that I liked it. I'm an action anime junkie, so I'm definitely digging everything here. I mean, even the funnier small moments, like when Panda picks up Megumi and Maki and runs away and says Pandash. It's little moments like that that are memeable, not to mention it's just fun to watch. That's the best way to put it. It's fun to watch show. What do you guys think about it, though? What did you think about both of these episodes? Megumi's battle with Kamo, the introduction of Hanami as one hell of a superpowered badass, and what's going to happen in his battle against Yuji and Todo. How's it going to end? What do you want to see? What do you want to see from the rest of the season? Sound off, comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. If you did like this video, smash that like button. Use your black flash ability to make it happen, and it ensures more people are going to see my content as it actually is released. I would also like to go ahead and take this time to thank all of my patrons. You guys are freaking awesome. The sorcerers of Ace Guru. You're watching my videos, you're commenting on them, and you're making those monthly donations. Thank you so much for all of that. Remember, first-time donators, I'll review an anime series of your choice. I have a number of Patreon reviews which are going to be coming up very soon, so make sure to stay tuned for all of that good stuff. I'd also love to add your name to this list of super amazing people, the true sorcerers of Ace Guru. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down there, baby.